Hey YouTube, this is Mixie Tarot. Um, I wanted to do a video. A new friend of mine, his name is Caesar. Caesar, if you're listening, I'm doing this video because you brought this to my attention. Um, he informed me that there was a Chinese lawyer named Chen Qiushi or Qiushi. I'm probably slaughtering the last name and I apologize. Who was reporting out of China what was happening with the virus and the patients, and not enough kits, not enough doctors, not enough supplies. And he suddenly disappeared. Um, I watched some video footage that he actually did, and some of the stuff that he was saying that the Chinese were dealing with, we're dealing with the same thing right now. Not enough kits, not enough doctors, not enough supplies. But I wanted to do a read on him to see if I could get any information about what happened to him, because he completely disappeared. So I'm going to be using the Next World Tarot, the Mixed Emotions Tarot, the New Era Elements, and possibly the Gypsy Oracle. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get started. God, thank you for loving us unconditionally. I'm asking your permission for me to bring forth any messages regarding Chen Qiushi, the missing journalist in China. Angels, if you can bring forth any messages regarding Chen Qiushi, the journalist who disappeared in China. Can you show us what happened to him? Can you show us what happened to Chen Qiushi? Show us what happened to journalist, lawyer Chen Qiushi. Show us what happened to journalist and lawyer Chen Qiushi. Show us what happened to journalist and lawyer Chen Qiushi. So I got the Justice card in reverse. But I want you guys to take a look at this card. You have protesters, and he was known to protest against the government, like I think the year before. His social media was taken down because he was protesting against the government. And this card came in reverse. Okay, so that's the first card out. The second card I got was the Star card in reverse. Okay, so we got the Star card in reverse. Oh, let me show it to you guys. I don't think I showed it to you. That's the Star card, but I got it in reverse. Ha! The next card is the Four of Pentacles. I got it in reverse. Here's what's interesting about this card. I got the same card for Andrew Gillum, and I have the same feeling here as well. This has nothing to do with the Four of Pentacles. This has to do with the fact that he was under surveillance. He had been under surveillance even before he started reporting. Okay. Okay, so the next card we have is the Queen of Swords. I'm going to tell you the first thing that I felt uh, when I pulled this card, that I don't know what the cards are going to say after this, but with this card, if the authorities actually did find him, it was because a woman who's about his age or younger actually told the authorities his whereabouts. The next card that I got was the Three of Cups. For me, this has nothing to do with the Three of Cups. There's a man sitting at the bottom of the ocean in this picture. There's a man sitting at the bottom of the ocean. The next card out is the Knight of Cups. For me, the connection with this card and the Three of Cups, with the man sitting at the bottom of the ocean, then we have a man standing next to the ocean with a wine glass. And there's a crab in it, and it's almost like he's saying cheers or here's to you. So you have the man standing near the ocean, and then you have a man at the bottom of the ocean or some body of water. It may not be the ocean, it's a body of water. I'll let you guys interpret that the way you want to. The next card out is the Ace of Pentacles. I feel like there was like a reward that the authorities gave money for his whereabouts. The next card out is the Five of Wands. And it says strife in the right corner. Strife. So I just wanted to look up strife to make sure that I had the right definition in my head. So the formal definition is a disagreement over fundamental issues. And in this picture, you have a woman who's half naked. There's probably some marijuana there around her. There's a free condoms container. There's an axe. There's a hazardous materials box. For me, it's not so much about this picture, but the word strife. Clearly, this journalist was bringing forth concerns that triggered the Chinese government. The next card I got was suspension. Suspension. This is like the Hanged Man. Suspension. I'm gonna tell you guys, like, I really feel like whatever they did with him, they probably tortured him a little bit. They probably beat him up pretty badly. Um, the next card that I have is the Hermit. Is the Hermit card, and I can tell you now that um, if he is still alive, they've probably put him in solitary confinement, like in prison. That wouldn't surprise me. Okay, I'm gonna put these cards aside. So basically, overall, I mean, we know that there is injustice there in the in China, and so the first card we got out was the Justice card in reverse, and we just from reading up on this journalist slash lawyer, we know that he actually was reporting on what was happening in China with the virus and how patients were being treated and the lack of care that they were receiving because of limited supplies or whatever the reason may be. I do believe that he was under surveillance even at the time that he was already on their radar, but when he started reporting on the virus and it was getting out through YouTube or wherever his videos were posted, they increased their surveillance on him. I do know that they called his family to see if they knew his whereabouts, and they hadn't. They didn't. However, I do think that a woman about his age or younger did know his whereabouts, and I believe that they paid her or somebody enough money to where they pretty much sold him out. Uh, then, of course, I got the card with the man at the bottom of the ocean. And then the card that followed that was another man standing next to the ocean with like a wine glass, almost saying cheers. Um, at the heart of this, basically, with the strife, is that uh, he reported the truth on what he was seeing and what he was hearing and observing, and it wasn't in compliance with what the Chinese government wanted to put forth. So, um, if he is still alive, I do believe he's probably in prison and they have him in solitary confinement. And I say solitary confinement because I got the hermit card and she's in this room, confined to this one room. Um, and they probably I got interrogation too when I touched the card again. I'm gonna see if I can get some more. I'm gonna use the new era elements and see if maybe I can get some messages from these cards. Angels, can you give us any more information on Chen Qiushi? I know I'm probably slaughtering his name. I apologize. Chen Qiushi. Show me Chen Qiushi. I got the devil card. The devil card. This flipped over a while. I can tell you now that and of course you see like the swastika, the Russian mother, the sign of Mother Russia, money. Looking at these bodies in the picture makes me think that there's a huge number of people, whether they're a journalist, lawyer, teacher, doctor, whatever, whoever has spoken out on the Chinese, spoken out against the Chinese government and the way that they've handled the situation in China currently. There might be a long line of people who've lost their lives over that. Um, let's see if the cards have anything else to say. Too many cards. Too many cards. Angels, can you show me Chen Qiushi? Angels, can you show me Chen Qiushi? Angels, can you show me Chen Qiushi? Angels. I got the equilibrium card, and with this card, I immediately get the impression that Chen Qiushi was reporting just the truth. There was nothing that was one-sided about it. He simply was exposing what he was seeing. Can you show me? Making the choice to speak out against the Chinese government and how how they were handling the situation with the coronavirus, and also being able to go into the locations where people were sick to expose what was happening to them in these makeshift hospitals or in hospitals in general. Took a lot of bravery. He really was taking a chance. So I got the destruction card, and I got the love card. Love card. Um, I'm I'm hoping that with the love card coming out, that I'm hoping that he is still alive, and that at some point he will be released and released back to his family. I'm hoping that love is protecting him and just helping him to keep it together until he can get out of this situation that he's in. Um, with the destruction card, I mean, I don't know. It, I don't know what to say about the destruction card. Angels, can you show us anything else regarding Chen Qiushi? Anything else regarding Chen Qiushi? 2 cards. Okay, so I got the Mother of Water and I got Victory. So this Victory and then the Mother of Water. I'm hoping that, again, if he's still alive, that he will definitely make it out of his situation quickly and safely. The Victory card is here, so we know he was victorious in getting his message across. Now we just need him to be victorious in getting out of the situation that he's in, if he is indeed in solitary confinement or imprisoned. So I think I'm going to end the read there. Actually, no, you know what? Let's see if we can get some mixed emotions. Show us how you're feeling. Chen Qiushi. This is a lot of cards. So I got the inspired card. So if he is actually, there's a couple of things I'm getting with this. If he is in solitary confinement, he's writing. If that's not it, he actually has journals that he's written down a lot of his thoughts on the Chinese government, on how they've handled situations that he's protested about in the past, and probably uh, journals on how uh, the government handled the coronavirus. Now, there could be a couple of scenarios here. I don't know if he was moving around a lot or where he was, but he may have mailed off those journals or writings to someone, or I don't know, maybe the government got a hold of it, but he has journals that he's kept on how he feels about uh, the next card that I got is the confused card. And I'm sorry I stopped, but like the first feeling that I got when I touched this card was that he's being drugged, or he was drugged. That's what I feel like. Like it's like like incoherent. Like um, the only way I can describe it is like being so drunk that, I mean, you know that things are going on around you, but you've almost completely blacked out. That's kind of what I feel like with the confused. And then with the vulnerable card, it says defenseless, unprotected, and helpless. So he's in a situation where he's not really sure he's going to be able to get out of it. And because the next card out is inadequate, and because he feels helpless because he doesn't feel like he won't have access to fair justice, legal, a lawyer. He is a lawyer, um, but he doesn't think that he has it'll be an uphill battle. If you, that's the best way I can describe it from this picture. Um, this car is chugging up a hill with a trailer in the back. It's going to be an uphill battle, and he's trapped, so he's probably in prison. They probably have him in prison. Now, look at these two cards. The next card was receptive, but the way I see it is two hands coming out, like reaching, trying to reach out to see if someone will help him. Probably nobody knows where he is. So that's what I feel like with the two hands for receptive coming out of the prison cell doors. That's how I see that. Okay, with that, I'm gonna leave it, and I want to thank Caesar again for bringing this to my attention, and um, if you're listening, Chen Qiushi, I really hope that you are safe wherever you are. that you're still alive and that you're safe, and God be with you. Godspeed. Bye bye.